directory. Somebody that used to be in there with them. Said, Moses, send me 4 videos. Dude, Jedediah going in on them boys. Oh, that's what you said. I heard somebody was Islamic. Wow, dude.
Yo, shalom. Everybody weak? How's everybody week? Super duper dry. All right, well, anybody got any news? No? No news, everybody just dead as some of these doctors, huh? All right, well, we'll get into this lesson, based off of the stuff that we've been seeing. With a lot of these people, a lot of people is falling off. So this lesson is entitled "The Great Falling Away."
I'm gonna just try to get back from it.
Titled "The Great Falling Away," because we've been seeing it on a mass level in the last month or so. Like people be just one day believe in the Messiah, and the next day they talking about him like a dog, falling off to that point. So we're gonna go through some of the things to show you what causes the falling off. And it ain't nothing new under the sun. So we know that this thing been happening all along. So let's get this first scripture, 1 Timothy 4:1.
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speak expressly in the latter time.
What time?
In the latter time.
In the latter times. Read.
Some shall depart from the faith.
They're going to do what?
Depart from the faith.
They're going to depart from the faith. Everything that they've been taught have been going.
Hey, y'all, hold it down. Hold it down.
So everything that they've been taught and read and understood, they're going to turn from it and go a completely different way. Like I said, we got brothers who was believing in this stuff just a day ago, and somebody comes to them and tell them one thing, and they don't have the answer, and they completely switch up. Read that from the top again.
1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speak expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits.
To what?
Giving heed to seducing spirits.
To seducing spirits. If somebody seduce you, how does that work? Exactly. Tell you that you want to hear smooth things to get you. And when you don't got the answer, and you don't got on your spiritual armor, it's easy to get you. Very, very easy to get you. All right, read.
Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
And what?
Doctrines of devils.
And doctrines of devils. So these people that went straight from believing to going straight into doctrines of devils. Completely the opposite. 360 spin or 180, but going completely the opposite way. Read.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
So speaking lies and hypocrisy. All of a sudden they the biggest hypocrites in the game. Was super meek a week ago. Now they cussing up everybody on every stack. completely done switched up everything. So this wasn't you in the beginning. You was faking the funk. Because if I found out something, that wouldn't change my character. I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't flip out and you see me cussing people out next week if I stopped believing for whatever reason. So it's showing you these people is basically faking the funk the whole time. This been in your heart. All it is was somebody on the wicked side, what you wanted to do anyway, brought it out. That's all it is. It was just brought out. All right. Let's get on 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Pick it up at verse 1.
The second epistle, the Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Master, Yeshua HaMashiach, and by our gathering together unto him, that you be not soon shaken in mind.
That you be what?
Not soon shaken in mind.
He says that you be soon not shaken in mind. What does that mean? That you be not shaken in mind. Anybody? Absolutely, because everything starts with the mind. If I can come in and plant something in your mind, that thing will grow. That seed is planted. So he says, be not shaken in mind. Oh, what we got right here, get Proverbs, we're coming back here. Proverbs 23 and verse 7.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 7. For as he think in his heart.
As he what?
As he think in his heart.
As he thinks in his heart. Read.
So is he.
So is he. So when you start getting stuff in your head, it manifests and it come out. So the enemy knows if I can plant a seed of doubt in your mind, I can creep in and get you. That's why he told us, be not shaken in mind. Give me Romans 1 and 28.
Romans chapter 1, verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge, Yah gave them over to a reprobate mind.
He gave them what?
Over to a reprobate mind.
So since you don't want to retain this knowledge, the Most High will give you over to a reprobate mind. So I had one dude that don't believe in the Messiah. He said, I can rock with David because David was a sinner and he fell just like me. I can't relate to this JC guy y'all be talking about because the book said he was perfect. And he showed you he came in the flesh to condemn sin in the flesh. So he says, I much rather follow David because David was a sinner just like me. Oh, the Messiah set the bar too high. So you got to get rid of him. Because the book telling you after you believe in him, he's showing you that you can actually walk this thing out in the flesh and be perfect. So we don't want to retain that knowledge. We need to get rid of that guy. Read that again, huh?
And even as they did not like to retain Yah in their knowledge, Yah gave them over to a reprobate mind.
And that's exactly what a whole bunch of these people who've fallen off, who have no understanding, he then gave them that reprobate mind and let them fall off. He doing this to them. But they ain't gonna have no excuse. Give me Romans 8 and 5. They say, hey, David is a sinner just like me. I can relate to that.
That's horrible.
If I look off that roof and see somebody's wife, I might take her too.
Because he did.
Because David did it. So you can relate because you want to sin. But the Messiah condemned you for doing that. Read.
Romans 8 and 5. For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh.
So these people are after the flesh because David was a sinner in the flesh. You would rather follow behind what David is doing. That's madness. Read.
But they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit.
So we're trying to be after the spirit because he told you to be carnal minded is what?
Verse 6. For to be carnally minded is death.
Is what?
Is death.
It is death. So this guy, he is running behind a hearse. He's chasing death. Read.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Life and peace. Read it again.
For to be carnally minded is death. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
Read on.
But the carnal mind is enmity against Yah.
Is what?
Is enmity against Yah.
Just like he told the serpent and Eve, he said they're going to be enmity between these two seeds. Spirit versus flesh, light versus darkness. All these things, sheep versus the goat, night versus day. All these things are contrary one to another. Read.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yah, for it is not subject to the law of Yah, neither indeed can be.
So if you spiritually minded, you subject to the law. But right here, you want to follow the flesh and do what you want to do. Read.
So then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yah.
So he's showing you right here, if you in the flesh, you cannot. It is impossible to please the Father. Let's go back to that 2 Thessalonians 2.
Pick it back up.
Pick it up, verse 2.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. That you be not soon shaken in mind.
That you what?
That you be not soon shaken in mind.
That you be soon not shaken in mind. Can anybody think of anywhere in the book that we got an example of somebody being shaken in mind, of believing something and then get shaken in mind? That's one. Let's go to an example of it. Let's get Numbers 13. So it's a lot of ways to fall off. And there's all types of people that is working, that the Satan is working through, even though they might not know it. Numbers 13, and we're going to pick it up at verse 30.
Numbers chapter 13 and verse 30.
Now, this is before we was going into the land. It was giants in the land, right? Anybody know the story?
Yeah.
All right, so notice. Now remember, this is when we came out of Egypt already. Our people have witnessed the Most High freeze the water and stand it up. They have witnessed all of these plagues fall on Egypt, and they walked through the Red Sea. They have witnessed all of this stuff, and they wholeheartedly believing at this point. But watch this. Read.
And Caleb stilled the people before Moshe and said, let us go up at once and possess it.
So Caleb is up, he vowed it, as they would say. He calmed the people down and said, let's get it, let's go in there. We can take these. Read.
Let us go up at once and possess it. For we are all well above able to come over. To overcome. Excuse me. 31. But the men that went up with him said, we be not able to go up against them people.
See, he's shaking in mind off the rip. If the Most High can conquer this water and split it in half and let you walk through on dry land, he can't beat the giants? You telling me he can't beat them? They shaking in mind off the rip. Read.
We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we.
They are what?
They are stronger than we.
He already told you that the Hittites, the Jebusites, all of these people were stronger and mightier than you. But I'm going to take you in there and you're going to take them down. But they got shaken in their mind when they saw the height. Read.
And they brought up an evil report of the land which they had searched unto the children of Israel, saying, the land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eat up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of great stature.
So they looking at these guys, man, they make Shaq look like a baby. They terrified, soon shaking in mind. Again, you just witnessed him doing this great thing of walking through the Red Sea, killing all these people, dropping the hailstones. You witnessed all of these things, and as soon as you see this, you got shaken in your minds. We can't do that with it, man. I want to go back. Read.
And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, which come of the giants. And we were in our own sight as grasshoppers.
Which is doing what to the people? Scaring them even more. So you transfer he told you, the Most High did not give you the what?
Spirit of fear.
Spirit of fear. So when you come and bring this evil report, you scare the people even more. You put them on, you shorten the Most High's arm. I know he created the heavens and the earth. I know he got the sun hanging on nothing. I know he make the sun come up every day and the moon go down. I know he do all these things, but them giants, man, I don't know about that. Grace falling away. Read.
And we in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight.
Continuing chapter 14.
And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night.
They did what?
They wept that night.
Lifted up their voice and they wept. They crying off of this evil report that these people have brought up. Read.
And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, would Yah that we had died in the land of Egypt? Or would Yah we had died in the wilderness?
So they would rather go back to the wilderness than to face the giant. Even though they know he got them. This is quickly showing that they got shook in their mind off the rip. This is just one example of being shaken in the mind. Let's go back to the Thessalonians. 2 Thessalonians 2. Pick it up at verse 2 again.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. That you be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled.
Or be what?
Or be troubled.
Or be troubled. So again, when we see like this trouble that's going on in the world, a lot of our people get took off with this. So you will hear people say stuff like, if Yah is really real, then why would he let all of this bad stuff happen to all of these people? Why would he let innocent children die that ain't never did nothing? And they say stuff like this because they don't understand the book. Oh, we got right here. Give me Exodus 20. About the third and fourth generation.
All right. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5. You shall not bow down yourselves to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, is a jealous El.
What?
Is a jealous El.
So he's a jealous El. Read.
Visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
Upon who?
Upon the third and fourth generation.
Upon the children to the third and the fourth generation. So when you say, why would he let all them innocent babies die? It may be something that they great granddaddy did that brought it on to him. But by them not knowing the book, you can make a blanket statement like that and say, I mean, I don't know, man, because I hear it a lot. Man, it just don't seem right, man. We being punished for something our forefathers did. Just don't seem right. You know, let all these people die, man. I don't know. Right there, you going off. In a minute, you're gonna be like one of them other dudes. You gonna take some lighter fluid, or and you're gonna put this book on the ground and burn it up. A dude just did this about 2 weeks ago.
He's gonna go right with it.
Standing right on the streets. Y'all let this deep book control y'all. This book control y'all lives. It's nothing but words in a book. It has no power. Took that lighter fluid, doused it, set it on fire. And this guy named is Watchman.
Hold up, man. What was that? Come on, man. It's creepy.
Not him.
Oh, really?
I don't want to give him no fame, so I ain't gonna say his name.
No doubt.
So he completely fell off. You so bold with it that you burned the book up. That's bananas. Let's go back to the 2 Thessalonians again.
Second Thessalonians, chapter 2, and verse 2. That you be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit,
Neither by what?
neither by spirit,
Neither by spirit, because he told you seducing spirits is going to be coming. Read.
neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us. As that, the day of Hamashiach is at hand.
It's at hand. Read.
Let no man deceive you by it.
Let no man what?
Let no man deceive you.
Let no man deceive you. That's what a lot of dudes is out here to do right now. They out here to deceive you, to take you away. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I can cuss JC out right now. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Dudes is doing this stuff, man. Very disturbing. Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means. For that day shall not come, except there be a falling away first.
A what?
A falling away first.
Unless there be a falling away first. Wow. Now, I ain't saying nothing about nobody here, but there's a lot of seats empty today.
Absolutely.
Unless there come what?
A great falling away first.
A great falling away first.
How many people gonna be here tomorrow?
Oh, no, there's going to be food, right?
That's the hypocrisy.
So we let you know, before this happened, there's going to be a great falling away. A whole bunch of people are going to fall away. They faking the funk anyway. You playing with it. That's what you really doing. You playing games with this. This thing ain't no joke. This is real life.
Sure.
And it don't even affect just your physical. It's talking about the thing that's inside of you. Your soul. People is playing with it. Playing with this thing, man. Read that from the top again.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
By any means. Don't let nobody trick you. The stuff gotta line up. Everything gotta line up. So if somebody comes to you and asks you something and you don't understand, go to somebody with better understanding so they can show it to you and break it down for you. It was some stuff that me and B and them was looking at like 2 years ago. They had us stuck for a minute. But we didn't jump up and say, oh man, this book ain't right. We went and studied it and saw what it was actually talking about. So the book ain't wrong. It's your understanding that's off. Or it might be the translation that's off. All you got to do is come to somebody with better understanding. Real simple.
Yes, sir.
Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first,
A falling away first. Read.
and that man of sin be revealed.
So, soon as this falling away finish taking place, the man of sin is to be revealed. The son of perdition. Get Daniel 11. Get Daniel 11. The book say, forsake not the assembly, right?
Yeah.
It get hot, so you hit the beach and stuff, I guess. Daniel 11 and 32.
The book of Daniel, chapter 11 and verse 32.
Because somebody say, well, that whole falling away thing, that's just in the New Testament. One of the guys that don't believe no more, he say, well, you can't show me no falling away in the Old Testament. How much you want to bet? 11 and 32, read.
And such as do wickedly against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries.
By what?
By flatteries.
By flatteries. Exactly, that's seducing spirits right here. Such as that do wickedly and against the covenant shall he corrupt by flatteries. Read.
But the people that do know their power shall be strong and exploits and do exploits.
So the people that don't believe no more, they don't come to me and tell me this stuff. But they pick off the people that they think is weak. They picking them off one by one, calling them on the phone, getting them on conference calls. Hey, you know that New Testament stuff ain't real, right? You know, the Piso family made up all that stuff, right? All that stuff been proven that to be fake. And these people is going for it. Read.
And they that understand among the people shall instruct many.
So instruct many. Read.
Yet they shall fall by the sword.
They gonna fall by the sword. Read.
And by flame, by captivity, and by spoil, many days.
How long?
Many days.
Many days. Read.
Now when they shall fall, they shall be hopeless with a little help, but many shall cleave to them with flatteries.
But many gonna cleave to them with flatteries. Them seducing spirits gonna be after you. Once they think you weak, they gonna be on you. Read.
And some of them of understanding shall fall.
Because these people had understanding. And some of them gonna fall. Read.
To try them, and to purge, and to make them white, even to the time of the end.
And to when?
To the time of the end.
Go ahead.
Because it is yet for a time appointed.
Yet for a time appointed. So in Thessalonians, they told us that when these things happen, that the son of perdition was going to be revealed. Read the next verse. 36.
Verse 36. And the king shall do according to his will.
Right here is showing you this is the same person. So all Paul was doing in 2 Thessalonians is really quoting right over here. This is where he got it from. So we're talking about the same king that's going to come. Finish that off, let's move on.
And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself, and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak marvelous things against the power of powers, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. Excuse me. For that is determined shall be done.
So it's an appointed time for all things. Everything got its appointed time. And it looked like the falling away is in full steam ahead. Let's get 1 Corinthians 16. Verse 6. Chapter 6. 1 Corinthians 6.
6 or 16.
6 and 19.
Yeah, 6 and 19. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 19.
So when you get shook in the mind, the body follows. So as soon as your mind is shook, you saying, hey man, this stuff ain't real. I can do what I want to do. That lady been smoking for 90, she's 99 years old. She's been smoking since she was 12. She's still alive. I can do everything, I'm going to enjoy my life. Crab cakes and all that stuff, too good. Forget this. I'm going to enjoy my life right now. Go ahead, read.
1 Corinthians chapter 6 and 19. What? Know you not that your body is the temple of the Ruach HaKodesh?
So your body is the temple of the Ruach. But again, once you get shaken in mind and you don't believe this stuff, that dietary law and all that stuff go out the window. Forget that. Read.
Which is in you, which you have of Yah, and you are not your own.
You are what?
You are not your own.
You are not your own. You don't even own your own self. So you take this and say, forget it, man, this is my body. I can do anything I want to do with it. When he told you what your flesh is housing, the spirit, your soul is inside of it. So even when this body is dead, that soul gotta go somewhere. But these people, they have no, what we call a foundation. Let's get Matthew 7. Matthew 7 and verse 25. Yeah, pick it up at verse 24. Matthew 7 and 24.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 24. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and do them, I will liken him unto a wise man.
Unto what?
Unto a wise man.
So when you do these things that are written, you say, I'm going to liken you to a wise man. But if you don't, that automatically makes you what? Not wise. Read.
Which built his house upon a rock.
Upon what?
Upon a rock.
So if you do these things, he says, I'm going to liken you to a wise man that built his house upon a rock. Oh, what you got right there, we're going to get Deuteronomy 32 and verse 4. We're coming right back here.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 4. He is the rock.
He is what?
He is the rock.
So he told you, if you do these things, I'm going to liken you to a wise man which built his house upon a rock. Read that again.
He is the rock.
He is what?
He is the rock.
So when you build it on a Mashiach, you are a wise man. Read.
His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment, a power of truth, and without iniquity. Just and right is he.
So, and without iniquity. So, that guy, he don't want this guy right here. He would rather have David. Because David was a sinner. That's stupid. That's complete, just downright buffoonery.
That's in the Old Testament.
Yeah, that's the Old Testament right here. Let's go back to Matthew 7.
Pick it up at 25.
Yeah, pick it up at verse 25. So when you build your house on a rock, you got a strong foundation. Read.
Verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the wind blew, and beat upon the house, and it fell not.
It did what?
It failed not.
So when these seducing spirits and all of these other wicked people come to you with this stuff and beating you over your head with it, if you build it on this rock, the house ain't going nowhere. It's gonna be able to stand it. You know what I'm saying? The wolf and the three pigs, he would have came to this house. That ain't gonna work over there.
That's where I got the story from.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought about.
Who was that from the script?
Exactly, they got the three little pigs up the script.
They're gonna use kids.
Right. Oh my goodness. Read that again, huh?
Verse 25. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat up upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
So it was founded upon a rock. Hold on, let's get Job chapter 1. Let's pick it up at verse 12.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 12.
Go ahead.
And Yahuwah said unto Hashatan, Behold, all that he hath is in your power. Only upon himself put not forth your hand. So Hashatan went forth from the presence of Yah. And there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And there came a messenger unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing, the donkey feeding beside them, and the Sabians fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you.
So Job is very, very strong, but his children, they ain't quite the same. They not grounded on this rock. Read.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of Yah is fallen from Shammai, and hath burnt up the sheep and the servants, and consumed them, and I only am escaped alone to tell you.
Read on.
While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said.
So notice, they don't even get finished telling the story before the next episode happened. While he was yet talking, another disaster popped off. Go ahead.
Chaldeans made out 3 bands, and fell upon the camels, and have carried them away, and slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell you. While he was yet speaking.
Again, while he was yet speaking, the next disaster already picked up. Read.
And said, Your sons and your daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. Behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness.
There came what?
A great wind from the wilderness.
There came a great wind. So their foundation ain't right. So guess what? It can't stand. Read.
And smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell you.
So Job going through it right here. Family dead, all his sheep, all his wealth, all of this stuff is gone. But let's see if Job's foundation.
Can I add something real quick?
Go ahead.
Y'all pay attention to what was actually happening with the servants? Like what we was just talking about with the kids. This is what's important about what the Ak is saying right now about this falling away. Every time one of the servants came and said something to Job, now you gotta look at it. Job is king right now. He got a plethora of things, and every time something happened, the camels got burnt up, and all his servants, and I alone have escaped to tell you. All of these servants got killed. In each scenario, all of these camels, and it was only one person out of all of these people that came and told. How many people do you think gonna escape the destruction that's gonna come? He's showing you right here that it's very few.
Absolutely. Every time, before every time, that's why I talk about the woe in Revelation. One woe come and another come after it. They back to back to back to back. So once it starts, and if you ain't worthy to escape it, you in it. It's too late to get out and start praying now. You in it.
Yep.
But all this stuff happening, let's see if Job's foundation was strong. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. Then Job arose and rent his mantle.
He did what?
Job arose and rent his mantle.
He rent his mantle. This is a nice garment. Read.
And shaved his head and fell down upon the ground and worshiped.
And cursed the Most High.
And worshiped.
And did what?
And worshiped.
And worshiped. He just went through some most unbelievable circumstance and fell down and worshiped. Read on.
And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb.
I came in this world naked, and I'm going out of it naked.
And naked shall I return.
See what I'm saying?
See, he got that. I know I'm next.
But he didn't curse the Most High.
No.
His foundation is strong. Read.
And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. And Yah gave, and Yah had taken away. Blessed be the name of Yahuwah.
Blessed be the name of Yahuwah. All that he still turned around and blessed. So we can take my little sickness that I was in. Turn around. Oh, why me? Oh my goodness, why me? I'm trying to keep. What about what's the name of them who don't do this? No. Nope. You gotta take it. I ain't gonna curse them. Gotta take it. No matter what. We know Job gonna go through. If we keep reading, Job gonna say everything but curse the Most High. Cursed be the day that I was born. Cursed the night that I was created. Cursed the floor that I'm walking on. Everything, but he wasn't no dummy. He wasn't no fool. I ain't cursing the Most High.
Yep.
And at the end of the story, Job got like triple back. Everything back. Got that and some. Let's go to Matthew 7. Back to that Matthew 7. Pick it up at verse. Read 26 again. Yeah, it is.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Founded upon that rock. We know that is the Mashiach. Read.
And everyone that hear these sayings of mine, and do them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man.
So what?
To a foolish man.
You're going to be likened unto a foolish man. Read.
Who's built his house. Who's built his house upon the sand.
Upon what?
The sand.
Upon sand. So we know sand don't have no balance. When you're walking in it, it's easily molded and easily moved. And all it takes is wind to come and it'll blow it away. So all of the rich people that build a house on the beach, what is Hamashiach calling them? A fool. Exactly. Why in the world would you build your house on the sand, on the beach, and you know hurricanes come through here? I like the view. That's stupid. Exactly. That's downright foolish. And it cost me a whole lot. Look, I got a $1 million house on the beach. But they tell you hurricanes come through here.
Wasted $1 million.
That's stupid. Go ahead, read.
And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell.
It did what?
And it fell.
Job and his children's house did what?
Fell.
It fell. It wasn't grounded. They built that thing in sand. And ironically, they was in Saudi Arabia, where it's a whole bunch of sand. Read.
And great was the fall of it.
Great was the fall of it. So if you build your house on the sand, you can expect it to fall. You can expect it not to stand. As soon as this stuff comes, slight as when the doctrine comes, your house gonna fall, it's gonna crumble. You got a house of cards. One of the babies can come over and blow it down. It's that weak. Your foundation is garbage. All right, let's get Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians 4 and 13.
Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 13. Till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of Yah.
The knowledge of who?
Of the Son of Yah.
We need the knowledge of the Son of Yah. Read.
Unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach.
Go ahead.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
Did what?
Tossed to and fro.
That we be no more children, tossed to and fro. Go ahead.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
With what?
Every wind of doctrine.
Carried about with every wind of doctrine. No matter what comes, you quick to go behind it. You jump. Oh, I was in Islam for 5 years. I got tired of that. Now I'm an Egyptologist. Now I'm a Hebrew. Now I'm a 5%er. Every wind of doctrine, you going with it. You a leaf in a hurricane. No direction. Read that verse again.
That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro.
He said toss to and fro. Keep that in mind. Read.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Every wind of doctrine. Read.
By the sleight of men.
By the sleight of men. So again, he used men to come and stir you up and take you off your square. All right? Let's go back to Job. Job 1. No.
Okay.
Job chapter 1. He said they tossed to and fro. Job 1 and 6.
The book of Job, chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yah came to present themselves before Yahuwah, and Hashatan came among them. And Yahuwah said unto Hashatan, Whence come you? Then Hashatan answered Yahuwah and said, From going to and fro.
From going where?
From going to and fro.
He said, be not tossed to and fro. Satan walks where?
To and fro.
To and fro. Back and forth, up and down, trying to get you. All day long, planting little seeds in your head. And when your understanding ain't there, it's easy to fall off. Very, very easy to fall off. All right? Let's get Luke chapter 8. He told us that your adversary walks around as a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Luke chapter 8 and verse 11.
The book of Luke, chapter 8 and verse 11.
So y'all can put your bookmark here because we're going to be back and forth here for a second.
Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of Yah.
Is what?
The seed is the word of Yah.
He said that the seed is the word of Yah. Hold that. Let's get Mark 16 and 15.
The book of Mark, chapter 16 and verse 15. And he said unto them, Go you into all the world and preach the gospel.
Preach what?
Preach the gospel.
Preach the gospel. That's the word. Preach it to where?
Unto every creature.
And to who?
Unto every creature.
Every creature. So take this word to the four corners of the globe and teach it to every creature. Let's go back to Luke. Pick it up at 11 again.
Luke chapter 8, verse 11. Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of God. Those by the wayside.
By the what?
By the wayside.
By the wayside. Hamashiach is what? The truth, the light, and the way. So he said, these by the wayside, mean these people fall off. So he said, these by the wayside, we know Hamashiach is the way. Hold this, let's get Exodus 23 and 20.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 20. Behold, I send a Malachim before you to keep you in the way.
To keep you what?
In the way.
To keep you in the way. Not on the wayside, but in the way. Read.
And to bring you into the place which I have prepared.
So he sent somebody to keep you in the way. Hamashiach told you, I am the truth, the light, and the way. Let's go back to the Luke. Luke 8 and verse 12.
Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then come the devil.
Then come who?
Then come the devil.
Then comes the devil. And do what?
And take away the word out of their hearts.
So they got this word. You had understanding when he came and snatched it out your heart. Give me John 14 and 6.
The book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6. Yeshua saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
I'm what?
The way, the truth, and the life.
So I'm the way, the truth, and the light. All right. So he said right here in this Luke joint, he says, "Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil and take away the word out of their hearts, lest they should believe and be saved." Anybody can think of any example of somebody getting the word and the devil come and snatch it away from them? That y'all can think of? Let's see. Let's go back to the Old Testament. Let's get Genesis chapter 2. So he said, they hear the word. As soon as they get it, what happened to them? The devil comes and snatch it away from them. Genesis 2, pick it up at verse 15.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, and verse 15. And Yahuwah, Elohim, took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and keep it.
I want y'all to keep this in mind. He said he took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it, to keep it. Read.
And Yahuwah commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat.
You can freely eat all of these trees. Go ahead.
But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you shall not eat of it. For in the day that you eat thereof, you shall surely die.
Is that difficult what he just told him? It's not difficult, is it? Real cut and dry. It ain't even hard to read. They ain't even make it like a parable or nothing. Real cut and dry. Look here. All the rest of these trees, eat from it as much as you want. This one right here, don't mess with it. I'm not going to take it from you, but I'm telling you right here, when you eat from this one, you're going to die. Cut and dry, right? Seems like it. But let's see. Remember, it says the devil come and snatch the word away from you. Let's jump over to Genesis chapter 3. Pick it up at verse 1.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. And the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahuwah had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, have Yah said, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Adam told her, because he told Adam this before Eve was even created. So Adam told her, so she knows what's going on. Read.
And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Yah has said, You shall not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest you die.
So she knows, she just quoted it verbatim. Read.
And the serpent said unto the woman, You shall not surely die.
You ain't gonna die. Plant something else in your, a little doubt, a little leaven. Planted this in your mind. You ain't gonna die. He's trying to keep you from knowing something. He don't want you to get the secret. Because if you get the secret, you can make just as much money.
But y'all do know that in the day thereof, in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil.
Knowing good and evil. Go ahead.
When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes.
It was what?
Pleasant to the eyes.
It was pleasant to the eyes, so it looked beautiful. Oh, I want some of that so bad. I want that wisdom. I want that understanding. I'm willing to do anything to get it. Even though I know I'm going to die. Gave the word, devil come right along, snatch it. It don't even got to be him. He used people to do it all the time. Because he using people right now to snatch the word out of people's hearts. Right now. Read.
And that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired, to make one wise.
To make one what?
To make one wise.
To make one wise. Go ahead.
She took of the fruit thereof, and did eat.
And did what?
And did eat.
She took the fruit thereof and did eat. But I'm not going down by myself. Read.
And gave also to her husband with her.
Adam goes following right behind her. But this is just a similitude because we know that Adam didn't commit the trespass right here. Eve did it. So he's really, quote unquote, dying for his wife. Amasiah never committed the sins, but he what? Died for his wife. So all this stuff had to take place. Already written. Let's get Hosea chapter 10.
He sinned, but you want me to talk in Corinthians, it said Eve was in the transgression. So that's what Job learned from her when his wife came to him. Said, why don't you just curse him? No, I said Adam. You like to be one.
You going to Hosea 10. Pick it up at verse 12.
The book of Hosea, chapter 12 and verse 10.
10 and verse 12.
Oh, I'm dyslexic.
10 and 12. So
That's right.
Yep.
Sow to yourselves in
Do
righteousness.
what?
Sow to yourselves in righteousness.
Sow to yourselves in righteousness. Go ahead.
Reap in mercy. Break up your fallow ground. For it is the time to seek Yahuwah.
It is the what?
It is the time to seek Yahuwah.
So when somebody comes to you with some misinformation, you should seek your Yahuwah. Go ahead.
For it is the time to seek Yahuwah till he come and rain righteousness upon you.
Go ahead.
You have plowed wickedness.
You did what?
You have plowed wickedness.
You plow wickedness. Read.
You have reaped iniquity.
So when you plow wickedness, you're going to reap iniquity. Read.
You have eaten the fruit of lies.
You eat what?
The fruit of lies.
So Eve ate what? She ate the fruit of lies. Hook, line, and sinker. You shall not surely die. When you eat this, you're going to be as gods.
Exactly.
You ain't going to never die. But they didn't even realize they was already like that. When you eat this one you're going to die. Finish that out.
Because you did trust in your way.
In what?
In your way.
You trusted in your way. He told you, I am the way. You went your own way. You on the wayside. You received seed by the wayside. And you fell off. Read.
In the multitude of your mighty men.
In the what?
In the multitude of your mighty men.
In the multitude of your mighty men. Now we good right there.
Okay.
Let's go back to Luke. Luke 8. And pick it up at verse 13.
The book of Luke, chapter 8 and verse 13. They on the rock are they, which, when they hear, receive the word with joy. And these have no root.
They have what?
These have no root.
They have no root. Read on.
Which for a while believe.
Which for what?
For a while believe.
So they believe for a while. They all in. Coming to class all the time. On the phone, calling everybody. All the time. Gung ho for it. You believe for a little while. It's new to you. But the more and more understanding you get, the more and more stuff you find out that you're doing is wrong, and you're not supposed to be doing it, start overwhelming you. And you mean to tell me I can't eat what? He'll kill me just for eating some food? Right. You want me to cover? You want me to come to class and cover like, I just got my hair done. Well, you got the whole week. What? To make this stuff like it's something hard. But read on.
And in time of temptation, fall away.
They do what?
Fall away.
In time of temptation, they fall away. And we know the devil is always sending somebody or something to tempt you away from you. So your dream job come along and they say, we willing to pay you, Mr. Lawson, $30 an hour. All we ask you to do is one Shabbat a month. And you get time and a half.
Not so, master.
That's one of the great tempters. Man, I got it.
Just one. That's the temptation.
Right.
Just one.
Just one. Surely he won't get you for that.
You shall not
He shall not surely die. He's just. He has to forgive you.
got three good ones.
When you start trying to justify it, that's when that reprobate comes in.
Well, it's
Exactly.
3 of them. It's only one. I got 3 good ones, so 3 to 1 is good odds, right?
Hey, I done heard it.
Noah wasn't even. Noah was accused of drunkenness.
Right.
He started rationalize.
And he was counted righteous.
Exactly. So you had that all the way up until Mashiach came. So you could say that stuff then, but when he came, that went out the window.
That's how it happened too. Absolutely.
Right. How you know Saturday is the Sabbath? That's on the Roman calendar. Show me it's not.
You done preached it all this time.
But this is the temptation. One of the things, this is one of the great ones right here. They gonna throw me out my house, man, if I don't get this stuff, man. I got to do it. I got to provide for my family, man. Forget that. And then you're gonna keep asking till you can ask the right person that's gonna agree with you. So you can justify it.
Yep.
That's the stuff that be happening. This is how this falling away stuff pop off. Because you got somebody that's going to tell you and pacify you and give you what you want to hear.
Yep.
Don't hit me up.
Same thing with Eve. And she saw that it was pleasing to the eyes. Whenever she
Exactly.
Convince herself after. Yep.
something in the flesh is pleasing, it sounds good to the ears.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's, matter of fact, continue. Verse 14. Luke 8 and 14.
And they that which fell among the thorns are they, which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life.
Ooh. Key right there. He says, and they which fell among the thorns are they which, when they have heard, go forth and are choked with the cares and riches and pleasures of this life. Every one of them things right there. I got to get this bread. You're looking at somebody, you're looking at sinners, you're looking at wicked folks, and you comparing your life to their life. That's going to get you in trouble every time. What? Y'all act like Hebrews got to be broke. Nobody told you that. We can't do nothing. We can't get no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of seeing the rich folks shining and you know what I'm saying, and we barely get by. You know, I get time and a half on the Shabbat. I need that. You're fooling yourself. Stop buying Jordans. Don't buy no $200 shoes. And you're all right. That's fooling yourself. So we said they blinded with the cares of this world. Let's get on John chapter 7. One moment. Matter of fact, just give me Matthew 19. Matthew 19. He said these people are caught up in the cares of the world and the riches and the pleasures of them. Matthew 19 and verse 16.
Matthew chapter 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
Very, very to the point. How do I get in the kingdom? It's real, real easy. Cut and dry, just like that other thing. Cut and dry. I want to know how to get in the kingdom. Point blank. Read.
And he said unto him, Why call you me good? There is none good but one, that is Yah. But if you will enter into life, keep the commandments.
Do what?
Keep the commandments.
Very simple. Keep these commandments. Read.
He said unto him, Which? Yeshua said, Shall not do murder, shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness. Honor your father and your mother, and you shall love your neighbor as yourself. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up.
Oh, I've been doing that. That's nothing. I've been keeping the commandments. Read.
What lack I yet? Yeshua said unto him, If you will be perfect,
If you will be what?
if you will be perfect,
If you will be perfect. Read.
if you will be perfect, go and sell all that you have and give to the poor, and you shall have treasure in Shemaim.
Told him exactly how to get in. If you want to be perfect, go and sell all that stuff. And remember, he's not going to tell you to do something that he didn't do. He left from the heavens, and he had all this stuff. Same thing with Moses. Moses was in the Pharaoh's house, and he left everything. He left everything. So if you will be perfect and enter into life, do what?
Sell all that you have and follow me.
And follow me. Told him exactly how to get in the kingdom. But let's see. Read.
But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
When he did what?
He went away sorrowful.
He didn't accept it and say, ooh, all I got to do is get rid of this stuff. I can follow this man and I'm in. He did what?
He went away sorrowful.
He went away sorrowful. Meaning he loved his stuff more than trying to get in the kingdom. He told you, when you go by the wayside, you get caught up in the cares of this world and the riches and the pleasures of it. Again, because you're watching other people's life and thinking, man, they look like they having so much fun. God. Right. Knowing the people that got all this money, they had to sit on that couch. They had to sit on the couch and disrespect themselves and do all sorts of things that they don't want nobody to know about. And that's why you gotta spend money and do all this stuff to try to cover the shame of, because you know deep down inside, as the old men would say, you a punk. You sat on that couch and you got took and make the money not even worth it. That's why they can't live with themselves. That's why so many of them stars are miserable. Completely miserable because you know what you did to get the money. And it's hard to live with it. Go ahead, read.
But when the young man had heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession.
He had what?
Great possession.
He had great possessions. He had stuff like Roy, what's his name? The boxer, everybody? Mayweather. 25 cars. Boxes of money. Give it up, Mayweather. Right now, if the Messiah were to walk up to him and say, Floyd, my son, you can enter. Give up this stuff. What y'all think Floyd would say?
But when you see how hard it's working boxing, I just can't get this up. Ain't nobody work harder than me. I can get this up.
Can't give it up. Can't give it up. Let's get Matthew 16 and 26.
Hardest worker in sports ever.
Matthew 16 and 26.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26. What is a, excuse me, for what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul?
And do what?
And lose his own soul.
So you got to make a decision. Is this stuff more important than getting in the kingdom? Is these material things, my chain and my Bentley and all of this stuff, is this more important than getting in the kingdom? Because basically, he told you his soul was worth that stuff that he had. Read it from the top again.
For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?
Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? He showed you right there, I'm going to give my soul, this stuff that I got, my great possessions, is worth more than my soul. That's why I said he went away sorrowful. Because he showed what his soul was worth. My stuff is worth more than getting into the kingdom. And then just look, when you get stuff, how fast it play out. So you can get the brand new, whatever type of car everybody want right now. And then next year, they're going to put a spoiler on the back of it and put a different kit on the front. And the headlights going to be different. And they're going to laugh at yours and say, he got that old one.
That's that old school.
So it's the ever running rat race. You're running in a circle. You're on a treadmill. You constantly running, but you ain't moving. You're on a stairmaster, climbing the stairs, but you ain't going nowhere. You're just like this. No matter how many clothes or whatever it is you get, they're gonna make something new, and yours don't play out. And they know this. They know it. Exactly. Always bring the old stuff back. Oh, that's new. Oh, they were doing that in the 60s.
Right.
That's the key.
We've been buying the same Jordan for 20 years.
Retro.
Exactly.
Retro.
Right.
Same shoes. Bring them out again every other year.
But
You told us about that type of stuff, man.
exactly. Let's get Matthew 6 and 28. Because these people smart, they know what they're doing. And once you caught up in these material things, they still got you. I don't care what you say, man. I got to have my Jordans. I don't care what you say. Disagree. I got to have my Jordans. Matthew 6 and 28.
Matthew chapter 6 and verse 28. Which of you, by taking thought, can add 1 cubit to his stature?
Go ahead.
And why take you thought for raiment?
Why take you thought for coochie swimmers? Why take you thought for any of them things? When we got Jerome, he can make a car for a nice, cheap price. You know, he make his Gucci's.
He said he can put Coogee on it.
He make his Gucci's.
He's Marachi.
Go ahead, read that.
And why take you thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin.
Go ahead.
And yet I say unto you, that even Solomon, in all his esteem.
So we know Solomon was walking around killing. Only the mind can imagine what Solomon was rocking. Go ahead.
Even Solomon in all his esteem was not arrayed like one of these.
Go ahead.
Wherefore,
And he said that was the lily, right?
right?
Or was that the rose? Oh, okay, the lily, not the rose with the thorn on it. Go ahead, read. That's another one.
Wherefore, if Yah so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you? Oh, you of little faith.
Oh, you of who?
Little faith.
Oh, you of little faith. Oh, man. Get what Quab be talking about, man. I can't pass that up, man. Only one Shabbat a month. $30, man. You know how many people I can help?
Right. Right.
I can put way more money into the offering.
All these people be having them GoFundMe things, making $30 and then time.
Time and a half? That's $40. Man, what? Shoot.
Making excuses.
Exactly. You know how many people we can help?
I heard it all. Go ahead. Read.
Wherefore, if Yah so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Wherewithal shall we be clothed?
So this take you right back to the wilderness when he brought them out. He says, you didn't lack nothing. Your shoes didn't get old. Your clothes didn't get old. None of this stuff. This is what this go back to. Because they came out with great substance, but they didn't have nothing to sustain them. He sustained them out there. He told them your shoes didn't get old. Your clothes didn't get old. None of this stuff. So take no thought. I got you. But we know we a little faith. We don't.
For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things.
He already know you need these things. We in this world, so of course he know you need money. But when we get the priorities straight and stop spending it on stupid stuff, it'll all balance out. Read.
But you seek first the kingdom of Yah.
Do what?
Seek you first the kingdom of Yah.
Seek the kingdom of Yah first, and what will happen?
And his righteousness.
Not your righteousness.
And his righteousness.
Read.
And all these things shall be added unto you.
All these things will be added to you. Seek his righteousness, and he got you. He showed this stuff already in the Old Testament.
Sure.
But again, as soon as we got out there, our people fell off just as quick and was ready to go back into Egypt. Ready to go back. Constantly complaining against Moses. Every day complaining against him. Let's show you another way. Let's get Acts 14. This is one of the ways that we see him the most right now. Acts 14 and 1. This is the method that's making me sick. Acts chapter 14 and verse 1.
And it came to pass in Capernaum that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and spake that a great multitude, both of the Jews and also of the Greeks, believed.
They did what?
Believed.
So he's saying right here, the Jews and the Greeks, both of them believed. So a lot of these people just last week believed. Read.
But the unbelieving Jews,
But the who?
but the unbelieving Jews
But the people that stopped believing did what?
stirred up the Gentiles.
They did what?
Stirred up the Gentiles.
They stirred up the Gentiles, or they stirred up the people that was kind of weak in this thing. Again, get on the conference call. Hey, let's call up that other brother, man. How old is Brother Chuck? Each. We probably can get him. Let's get him on. Get him on the conference call. Ah, man, you know that stuff in that New Testament, ain't right? I got some stuff right here to show you from the Paiso family. I can show you this, man. This stuff ain't right. Them white folks made that stuff up. All that stuff in the New Testament is fake. So, you believe in the Josephus? Of course, I rock with the Josephus. What the Josephus talk about? Man, that was inserted though. You a hypocrite. You picking and choosing. That's hypocrisy. You picking and choosing. I can't stand it. Read that verse 2 again.
But the unbelieving Jews stirred up the Gentiles and made their minds evil, affected against the brethren.
So as soon as they get off the conference call, one of them brothers will jump right out there and make a post. And they'll say, man, I don't know about that New Testament, man. That stuff shaky. That stuff it just don't sound right. Let's get Deuteronomy 24 and 16. I want to see something what y'all are doing this. Deuteronomy 24 and 16.
Deuteronomy chapter 24 and verse 16.
So the Messiah came to do what? To do what?
Save his people.
Save, okay. Read that Deuteronomy 24 and 16.
The father shall not be put to death for the children.
Read it again.
The father shall not be put to death for the children.
The father shall not be put to death for the children. Read.
Neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers.
Neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Go ahead.
Every man shall be put to death for his own sin.
So right here, it's saying that the father shall not be put to death for the children, neither shall the children be put to death for the fathers. Every man shall be put to death for his own sins. So, what do you need a Messiah for? It says right here that everybody gonna be put to death for his own sins.
Yeah, in the commandments, he says, with the fathers on the children.
Right. But so when you read, so when they go to a scripture like this, what would y'all say to this?
It's a contradiction.
Anybody? Go ahead.
I tell them they have no understanding.
How would they get it?
They pick and choose. The book correct, but they don't understand it.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
I think it would probably go back to like in the beginning, the original sin was death. You know, then the Messiah came and changed that. He back to the child and communicated with the Most High at the time. Then once the Messiah came, he gave himself as a living proof. So, you know, like in this instance here, it's the same situation. We still are held accountable ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is one of the verses that they run to and say, what is there this JC for? When it's telling you right here that you're going to be put to death for your own sins. So they run to this thing right here, and it's because it's in the Old Testament. They say that there's no need for no JC because I'm going to die for what I did my own self. This is one of the spots that they run to. But we're going to go to the Old Testament and show you something.
So, who died for the sins of Israel on the Day of Atonement?
Exactly.
Got you.
These people, again, they have no understanding, and they run with this stuff real quick. Let's get Joshua chapter 7 and verse 24. This is Old Testament. Joshua.
chapter 7 and verse 24.
Matter of fact, pick it up at verse 19.
Verse 19. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray you, glory to Yahuwah, Elohim of Israel. Make confession unto him, and tell me now what you have done.
So Achan was caught up into the pleasures of his life, into the cares of his world. When you go back through this story, we're going to see what he did. Read.
And Achan answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against Yahuwah of Israel, and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonian garment.
A what?
A goodly Babylonian garment.
Oh my goodness. Man, them true religions in there, I got to have them, boy. And the Most High already done told them, don't take nothing. Don't take nothing. He saw that Gucci in there and couldn't take it. The cares of this world, he had to have it.
Kill him with this.
Right. Exactly. Where was you going to wear it to?
Everybody knows it's
Right. Where was you going to wear this garment to in the first place? Man, when Pentecost comes, I'm going to kill him.
next year though. Next year. I ain't gonna do it this year. It's still fresh. Wait till next year.
You couldn't wait. Again, where you going to wear it to? Everybody going to know. Right. Everybody going to know that this ain't ours. It's a Babylonian garment. Read.
And 200 shekels of silver, a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. Then I coveted them.
I did what?
I coveted them.
Don't the law say thou shalt not covet? Read.
And took them, and behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So Joshua sent messengers, and they ran unto the tent, and behold, it was hid in his tent, and the silver under it. And they took them out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua, and said unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before Yahuwah. And Joshua and all Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his sons,
His sons ain't have nothing to do with it. Read.
and his daughters,
And his who?
daughters,
And his daughters. Read.
and his oxen,
And what?
and his oxen,
And the ox ain't got nothing to do with this. They eating grass, mind their business. Read.
and his donkey, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had. And they brought them unto the valley of Achor.
Go ahead.
And Joshua said, why have you troubled us?
Why have you troubled us? Why did you do that? Why did you take that money? Why did you get that garment? But in his mind, he couldn't resist it. I can imagine he started and was like, I'm going to kill him at Pentecost. Ain't nobody garment going to be like this one.
I'm gonna do a couple changes to it. Have my man Jerome work on it.
Go ahead. Fringes on that boy. It's going to be too cold. He pictured it in his mind, I'm going to kill him.
Got his head wrapped in back.
Go ahead.
Yahuwah shall, and Joshua said, why have you troubled us? And Yahuwah shall trouble you this day. And all Israel stoned him with stones.
Stone who with stones?
Stoned him with stones.
Stone him with stones. Go ahead.
And burned them with fire.
Who is the them?
His family.
His family. Now they didn't do it. He said he brought everything that he had and they stoned him. So right here, these people died for the sins of their father. They didn't do it. The goats and the cows, they had nothing to do with this stuff. So ask them to dance with this one.
I wonder how we end up getting in captivity.
Sin.
What did our forefathers do? I was just born a couple years ago. Huh?
Exactly. Go ahead.
And they had stoned them with stones, and they raised over him a great heap of stones unto this day. So Yahuwah turned from the fierceness of his anger, wherefore the name of this place was called the Valley of Achor unto this day.
So right here is showing you that these people died for the sins of their father. This is Old Testament. But let's show what death he actually is talking about. Let's get Daniel chapter 12. Through that precepts, we get understanding. If you just read the scriptures, you don't get messed up every time because there's a precept to explain it. Daniel chapter 12, pick it up at verse 1.
Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which stand for the children of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered.
At what time?
At that time shall your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Go ahead.
And many of them shall sleep in the dust of the earth.
And many of them that sleep in the dust. That means these people are dead. Because he talks about a second death. This is the Old Testament, right? So he says, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake. This means that they are dead. He's talking about the second death that you're going to die for. He never told you, I'm going to stop you from dying. We're going to see. Because they always say, well, he didn't save us from nothing. Even after he came, we went into slavery. He didn't tell you that you were going. He actually told you that you was going. Flee to the mountains. They're going to deliver you up. And many shall kill you. Read.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life.
Some to what?
Some to everlasting life.
Some to everlasting life. And what else?
And some to shame and everlasting contempt.
That is the second death. That's what it's talking about. That second death is going to get you. So he came to save, but he didn't come to save you from quote unquote dying a physical death. Imagine, exactly, it's your soul. Let's give, a matter of fact, Revelations 2 and 11.
Revelations chapter 2 and verse 11.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the congregation.
So he that have an ear, let him hear. Read.
He that overcome shall not be shall not be hurt of the second death.
That's what he's talking about, that second death. Not coming to save you from dying in this physical body, but the second death. That's the one you're scared of. Because that means you going into the lake that burns forever. Read that again.
And he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the congregations. He that overcome shall not be hurt of the second death.
Shall not be hurt of the second death. That's what it's talking about. Matthew 24 and 8. Because he told you, I didn't come to save you from this stuff. His own writings tell you that this stuff was going to happen to you. Matthew 24 and 8.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
So right here in his own writings, he never promised to tell you that ain't nobody gonna kill you. He talking about the second death. So you gotta have understanding of what's actually taking place in the book, and not just go to one place and think you know it all. That's why I told you through the precepts we get understanding. Let's get Luke 21. JC is saved me from nothing. I'm in captivity right now. He didn't tell you he's gonna stop you. He told you you're going. Luke 21:34.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware.
So if you care about all the stuff that's in the world, this stuff gonna sneak up on you and get you, because your mind gonna be focused on getting money, breaking whatever it takes to get it. Your mind gonna be on that. Read.
For as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
How far?
All of them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
Wait a minute. Flee Babylon. Get out of America.
All them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
So no matter where you go, it's still gonna come after you and get you. He told you the curses gonna chase you no matter where you go. You can't get away from this stuff. Only way you can get away from it is by doing what he told you to do. And I'm gonna put you in a safe place when all this stuff takes place. That's the only way. You can't pack no bags and get away from this. Go ahead, read.
Watch you therefore and pray always, that you may be accounted worthy to escape.
That you may be accounted worthy. That's the key. That you are accounted worthy. Don't even ask. Don't even answer this out loud. But do you believe that you're worthy? Read on.
To escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man.
That's deep. If you think you ain't worthy, then something ain't right. So he's showing you that you're going to be killed and all these things. He ain't never tell you, I'm coming to save you from this. He's talking about that second death. Let's show you what he actually came to save you from. Matthew 1 and 21. So he ain't never come to save you from captivity. Go ahead.
And she shall bring forth a son, and you shall call his name Yeshua, for he shall save his people from their sins.
He shall do what?
Save his people from their sins.
He's going to save you from your sins, not from dying a physical death, unless you are counted worthy to be in that safe place when all this stuff happened. Now, just like we were saying earlier, we know that all this stuff took place because Adam and Eve did what they did, right? So, Adam died for his wife's sake when she was the one. Matter of fact, we're going to go to it. Genesis 2. Let's go back there. Genesis 2 and 16 again.
Genesis chapter 2 and 16. And Yahuwah Elohim commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat of it, for in the day that you eat thereof you shall surely die.
You shall surely die. Oh, what you got right there? Let's get 1 Timothy 2 and 13.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 13. For Adam was first born, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived.
Adam was what?
Was not deceived.
Adam was not deceived. But who?
But the woman, being deceived, was in the transgression.
So Adam just came along and followed. He knew it was wrong and did it anyway. So Adam, in all intents and purposes, died for his wife. And he followed behind and did it. Let's go back. Genesis 3 and verse 6.
Genesis 3 and 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat.
So Adam just took on her sin, knowing better, and did it anyway, but it's just the similitude of the Messiah coming down, dying for the sins of the children of Israel, which is his wife. Same thing. All right? So did he marry? Let's get Jeremiah 3 and 14.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 14. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahuwah, for I am married unto you.
I what?
I am married unto you.
I am married unto you, just like Adam was married to Eve, and he took that sin from her. All right? Isaiah 53, verse 4.
Isaiah 53 and 4. Surely he hath borne our griefs.
He did what?
Surely he hath borne our griefs.
Surely he bore our griefs. He didn't sin. Go ahead.
And carried our sorrows. Yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of Yah, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgression.
For his own.
For our transgressions.
For our transgressions. Read.
He was bruised for our iniquity. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes we are healed.
Go ahead.
All we like sheep have gone astray, and have turned every one to his own way.
To what?
To his own way.
Not the way, but his own way. Read.
And Yahuwah hath laid on him the iniquity of us all.
He did what?
Have laid on him the iniquity of us all.
So he took the sins of his wife and put it on him, just like Adam did. All is a similitude. We almost done. Matthew 13.
Matthew chapter 13
Pick up at verse 24.
and 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of Shamaim is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field.
He did what?
Which sowed good seed in his field.
So the kingdom is like another parable. The kingdom is like a man who sowed seed in a good seed in a field. What does this take us back to? So a man sowed seed in his field. All we got right here, let's get Genesis 4 and 2.
Genesis chapter 4 and verse 2. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground.
So Cain was a tiller of the ground. Keep that field, right? Tiller of the ground. Genesis 25. So Cain worked in the field as well. Genesis 25 and 26.
Genesis 25 and 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old. when she bare them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the
A
field.
man of what?
A man of the
A
field.
man of the field. So Esau, a man of the field, Cain, a man of the field, worked in the field. Let's go back to the Matthew. Matthew 13. Pick it up at verse 24 again.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of Shamaim is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came.
He said, but while men slept, his enemy came. So, in the beginning, the Most High planted a garden, right? All we got right here, and let's get Genesis 2 and verse 8. He said, but while men slept.
Genesis chapter 2 and verse 8. And Yahuwah planted a garden eastward in Eden.
He did what?
Planted a garden eastward in Eden.
He planted a garden or a field. Go ahead.
And there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahuwah Elohim to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight.
So he planted a garden, but while he slept, an enemy came and did something. Let's go back to the map. We're going to come back to Genesis in a minute. Let's get Matthew again, 13, and pick it up at verse 25.
Matthew 13:25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
He did what?
The enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
Anybody know what tares are? Weeds, right? How does anybody know how they look? They look just like wheat. You can't tell them apart. Only time you can tell them apart is when they bud, when they fully is grown. So the devil came and planted somebody that looked like the people, that act like the people, and you can take it in several different ways. You can take it to our quote-unquote Arab neighbors, who when we in our actual way, we dress similar to them. And that's why when you do your thing, they always say, are you a Muslim? But also, you can take it like this. When you pull up Hebrew Israelite on the computer, there's some other people that look just like us. And they completely opposite of what this book is saying. Because they out there cussing people out, calling people the devil, using all type of profane language, and they look just alike. And they will compare you to them. So as soon as somebody say, let me see what y'all about. Man, I pulled up Hebrew Israelites, and I saw some guys, I don't want nothing to do with y'all. Y'all right, y'all terrible.
Somebody literally told me that too.
It happens all the time. So the tares in the wheat, you can look at it from both ways. Read that again.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
He did what?
Sowed tares among the wheat.
He sowed tares among the wheat.
And went his way.
And did what?
And went his way.
And went his way, not the way, but went his way. All right, we coming back here in a minute. Let's get Genesis chapter 2. He said, because while men slept. Genesis 2 and 21.
Genesis 2 and 21. And Yahuwah Elohim caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
He did what?
Caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
So he caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam. Adam is in the garden or in this field. Caused a deep sleep to fall on him.
And he slept.
So while he slept, what happened? An enemy came up in the garden and planted some wicked seeds in there and told Adam and Eve, surely you won't die. Matter of fact, let's get Matthew 13. We coming right back over here. Verse 26.
Verse 26 in Matthew 13. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also.
So as soon as this happened, the tares come pop right up out the blue. And they look just like the wheat. Can't tell them apart. Only the trained eye can tell them apart. Go back. Genesis 3 and verse 17.
Genesis 3 and 17. And unto Adam he said, because you have listened unto the voice of your wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded you, saying, you shall not eat of it, cursed is the ground for your sake.
Before this, everything was just growing. He didn't have to do no work into it. He didn't have to till it. He didn't have to go and get what's that stuff, Mom? They down south, the grass out of it. He didn't have to do none of this. It was set. Read.
Cursed is the ground for your sake. In sorrow shall you eat of it all the days of your life.
Go ahead.
Thorns and thistles.
What is it?
Thorns and thistles.
Thorns and thistles. Read.
Shall it bring forth to you, and you shall eat the herb of the field.
So before this, it was the fruits of the trees. Everything was pleasant. Now you got to work for it. But he says thorns and thistles gonna pop up. Let's get 2 Samuel 23 and 6. Let's see what the devil planted in here. 2 Samuel 23 and 6.
Second Samuel chapter 23 and verse 6. But the sons of Belial.
But the sons of Belial. This is another name for the devil or whatnot. Read.
But the sons of Belial shall be all of them as thorns.
As what?
As thorns.
As thorns. Go ahead.
Thrust away, because they cannot be taken with hands.
Thrust away. That means cast into that fire. Last script. Back to the Matthew 13. Let's finish it out. 13 and verse 29.
Matthew 13 and 29.
Matter of fact, pick it up at verse 27.
Verse 27. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did not you sow good seed in the field? From whence then has it tares?
So right there, from whence then come the tares? While you were asleep, the enemy sowed them in there. Read.
He said unto them, an enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, will you then that we go and gather them up? But he said, no, lest while you gather up the tares, you root also up the wheat with them.
So right here, letting you know, don't try to separate them because the wheat and the tares look just alike. So if you're not the trained eye, you're gonna think you're going out there and you pulling the wheat up, the tares up, but you really pulling the wheat up. So when we looking at this thing again, when these people make a blanket statement, because they went on YouTube and pulled up Black Hebrew Israelite, and you saw all the people cursing the people out, calling women B, whore, doing all this stuff. You lump all of us into one category. You just did what he told you not to do. You just uprooted the wheat with the tares. So you can't do that. Read that again.
But he said, no, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them.
Go ahead.
Let both grow together until the harvest.
Until when?
Until the harvest.
Until the harvest. So when the harvest comes, that means they are grown. Now you can tell them the difference. Because one of them going to have these black buds on it, and the other one going to look like wheat. Now we can tell them apart. Now I can get them. Read.
And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather you together the first of the tares.
The what?
The first of the tares.
Gather you together the first of the tares and do what to them?
And bind them in the bundles to burn them.
And do what?
Bind them in bundles to burn them.
Bind them in bundles to burn them. Read.
But gather the wheat into my barn.
Gather the wheat into my kingdom. So right here, this is some of the ways that all these people are falling off. That's why I was talking about that great falling away. Because you don't have no understanding of what you're reading, you make it a debacle of it. And you pull it down as many people as you can down with you. Making all type of blasphemous statements, all types of foolishness. And knowing you don't even know this book. You're a novice. You've been doing it for a year. Less than that. And causing all these people to fall off. So with that, say shalom.
Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
Go ahead.
Sometime important time in this world, I was told that we have to learn how to wear this world like a loose garment. That anything that you have, possessions, that you can leave it at an instant. That nothing
Absolutely.
ties you down. So whatever you have, is it wear the world as a loose garment. Nothing can hold you down. And that's how I've learned how to walk.
It's a script on that too.
He said, lay up yourself not treasures. Dust and rust can come in and corrupt, and the thieves can break in and steal. So anything that you go buy and you put a type of emphasis on it, where somebody come in and steal it, and lost and rust gonna corrupt it. But lay your treasures, things that eternal. You gotta separate it.
Yeah. The scripture talk about that soldier. I don't know if y'all remember what he talked about. Say any soldier that entangled himself with the affairs of this world. You know what I'm saying? We can't get caught up and wrapped up in this stuff. You got to be able to drop it in an instant. You know what I'm saying? It's ironic that this is what he taught on, seeing as though we just dealt with the same thing with the kids earlier. You know what I'm saying? This is a message to somebody, whether it's who watching or who in here. Any affair or care you got in this world, whether it comes to your possession or even something that's within you, you got to be able to let it go. Set the pride to the side, all the emotions, all that stuff. You got to let that stuff go. Yeah, a job that's holding you back from doing the will of the Most High, you got to let it go. People, you got to let it go. You know what I'm saying? It ain't worth it, man. Salvation is what we're looking for at the end of the day. If we don't get that, we don't get a second chance at salvation. This is your time. You don't get round two. So
I got one more comment. Basically, I know when we left, talking about fleeing from it for the wrong reason, but it taught me a lesson basically out of that whole ordeal we went through. That I can't get up here and leave everything. I mean, because I was taught the scriptures a certain way, and I believed it to that point.
Right.
To the point to where I left my son, I left my husband with his consent. But it showed me that if it come down to it, if we actually had to get up out of here, I could leave this mess. I had to come back in and start all over. So I really don't regret the experience that we went through, even though we had the scriptures twisted back then, but I didn't regret it. It was a really learning thing for me.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
like we talked about last week. Shoot, he put you through stuff just to see if that's what you're gonna be able to do. And once you do it, he's like, all right, now, come on back. Come on back, let's build again. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta remember, it's a dress rehearsal.
Straight up.
It's great.
Go ahead.
What you said about the test. because he gives you lots of tests during life to see how well you handle them and how well you pass them. Whether you are willing to be obedient to what he said and to do it how he said it, or whether you're gonna do it like you want to do it. So even through that situation that they went through where you left, at least you was able to wear this world like a loose garment and go, even though it wasn't, time, but you did. Abraham, he told him to take his son up there to sacrifice him. He was obedient to the word.
And there's levels to it, because some of us wouldn't have been able to do that, because, how intense that situation would have been, but just, there's some people who not able to, like I said, give up a well-paying job for the Most High, let alone sacrifice a child, you know what I mean? So it's levels to it, and that's what the scriptures say, count it all joy, right, when you fall into diverse temptation, because, it's basically to you try, you being tried, you know what I mean, and to see if, you basically, be worthy, yeah, absolutely, and, I remember hearing a sermon, right, this was a Christian pastor that did this sermon, and it was about, like, when you being attacked spiritually, right, and it was talking about how when you have emotional attachments to stuff, that when the enemy comes, that's what he attacks with your stuff, because that's what you attach to, you know what I mean? But when your stuff ain't nothing to you, then it's nowhere for you to be attacked, you know what I mean? So it was like, I remember hearing that sermon, right, and going home and giving away all of my clothes. And come through, man, I got something for you. And I had all these, like, OG outfits and Timberlands, I just gave all the stuff away, because I didn't want to have no emotional attachment to no material stuff, you know what I'm saying? And we even we talk, me and Angel talk about this stuff all the time. Like when she be like, I'll be talking about one of my friends, and she'd be like, that's the one who got your cardigan? Like, yeah, because I sold all that stuff when we was leaving, so shoes, clothes, all that stuff, it was nothing. When they bought, stuff that comfortable shoes, jogging pants, t-shirts, stuff that I know I was gonna be moving, we was gonna be moving around and doing stuff, so I bought, suits. I got rid of a closet full of suits. I just gave all the stuff away for the most part, sold what I could, but, that, like Sister Wanda saying, you're able to just get rid of this stuff at the drop of a hat, because there's really nothing to it, Yeah.
In fact, we got a script on that. Let's get on Luke 17. Luke 17 and 30.
Luke chapter 17 and verse 30. Even this shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed.
So we let you know how it's going to be when the Son of Man is revealed. So if you got emotional attachments to stuff, you in trouble. Read.
In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop, and his stuff in the house.
And it's where?
His stuff in the house.
So his stuff is in the house. His big screen TV, his Xbox, all that stuff that he care about, his chain, his Timbs, whatever it is that he crazy about, is in the house. Read.
Let him not come down to take it away.
Don't do what?
Let him not come down to take it away.
Man, I just got that TV. Read.
And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife.
Remember who?
Remember Lot's wife.
Remember Lot's wife. What happened to Lot's wife?
Look back.
She looked back.
For the stuff.
And he told you, if you look back, you not worthy. You not worthy. If you plow that field and you look back, he told you you ain't worthy. Read.
Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. Whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it.
That's deep. So again, that's like you said, if you're not able to pick up and walk away from that stuff, you in trouble. Because it's going to bother you. Oh my goodness. I got to have stuff. I need my stuff. Right. And I got the 100-inch plasma.
The 100-inch.
So you ain't never seen a hearse with a U-Haul, right?
Even when those have been
Right.
buried, they buried several people that never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Quite a
be
while
kidding.
ago, the last time they did that, but they dig a hole and put it down there.
Buried him in the Mercedes. As soon as the family left, they pulled it right back up, took him out, and threw him in the ground, and took the cereal thing off the driver.
Same thing.
You know how that's how they used to bury the pharaohs, right? With all their gold and
Can't take it with you. Just like what Job said, naked came I into the world, naked came I'm going back.
stripped down.
Everything. Take the wheel.
Rent is massive.
So you can't take it with you. That's foolishness. Buried me in my favorite feeler suit.
I want that fit on. My favorite outfit. You literally wrote that in your will.
Cut it down the back. Fit you in there. So you're fresh to death, literally.
Right. Fresh to death. Oh my goodness. Any more comment statements, anything? We can do like Christmas, it's a wrap.
Hey, y'all who watching out there, do not take that the wrong way.
They celebrating Christmas.